Gilbert Rogers. 1881 to 1956. Gilbert Rogers was born on 9 November 1881 in Freshfield, Lancashire, then a small village some 14 miles north of Liverpool. His father, William Rogers, was a watch and clockmaker, whose family had migrated to Liverpool from North Wales in the 1840s. Gilbert's schooling began at the Liverpool Institute, a short distance from the family home at 14 Falconer Street. Displaying early artistic talent, he went on to study art at the Liverpool City School of Art, where he later became a tutor as well as working as a professional portrait painter. He exhibited at the Royal Academy in 1909, 10, 12 and 14. He enlisted into the ranks of the Royal Army Medical Corps on the 9th of November 1915 for home service, and was sent to Eastbourne for his military and medical training. He eventually became an instructor at the RAMC Officer Training School at Blackpool. In 1918 he was called upon to manage a small group of RAMC soldier artists. They had been commissioned by the Committee for the Medical History of the War to record the war work of the military and civilian medical services. This was to include the British Red Cross Society, Order of St. John of Jerusalem and the Voluntary Aid Detachment, both at home and abroad. Rogers travelled to the Western Front in July 1918. The artists worked from the Avenue Studios, located off Fulham Road in London, and were provided with art materials, props and staff to assist them. In total they produced some 600 pieces of work which included paintings, models and bronzes. He was commissioned as a temporary lieutenant for this role and received the military MBE in the Peace Gazette of June 1919. These artworks formed the medical section of the Great War exhibition which opened on the 9th of June 1920 at the newly established Imperial War Museum at Crystal Palace, Sydenham Hill. The artworks were later distributed to various military establishments and can now be found at both the Imperial War Museum and the Wellcome Collection in London. After demobilisation in April 1920, Gilbert returned to Liverpool and became a director of his younger brother's furniture manufacturing and upholstery company, Guy Rogers Limited. It was a popular local employer and the brothers were a respected and successful partnership. In 1922 Rogers became president of the Artists' Club and maintained close links with the Liverpool artists community. Although there is no evidence that he continued his work as a portrait painter. He has 2 presidential portraits on display at the club and he was also president of the Liver Sketching Club in 1914. In 1924, he married Gertrude Jane Eyston, the former wife of his friend and art school tutor, Arthur Baxter. The couple moved out of Liverpool and set up home on the Wirral Peninsula, where Gilbert Rogers died on 20th of May 1956 at their home in Oxton.